Breathe in, family, because today we are talking about a very specific brand of psychological warfare. I want you to meet Lyric. Now, Lyric is that girl, not the mean girl popular you see in high school movies. No, Lyric is the sweet, glowing, prom queen voted, nice to the quiet kids type of beautiful. The kind of light that makes people just want to be near her. But you know who hates a bright light? A person who feels like they're rotting in the dark. Meet her mother, Rosalind. Rosalind didn't raise a daughter. She raised a competitor. For years, it was passive-aggressive jabs, shrinking Lyric's favorite clothes by accident, accidentally bringing up embarrassing, modified childhood stories whenever Lyric had friends over. But then Julian entered the picture, Lyric's now fiancé, a good man who actually cherishes her. And suddenly, Rosalind's little jabs turned into a full-blown combat mission. Why? Because Rosalind realized her daughter's life was officially eclipsing her own. Now, family, let's talk about boundaries. Or, in Rosalind's case, the complete and total lack of them. Once the engagement ring was on Lyric's finger, Rosalind started auditioning for a role she was never cast in. We're talking lingering shoulder rubs on Julian, walking into rooms half-dressed when she knows he's standing there, whispering things like, "Oh, Julian, if I were 10 years younger, you wouldn't stand a chance." Let's clock the read, boo. Rosalind doesn't want Julian because she likes him. She wants Julian because taking him would prove she is still the ultimate prize. It is sick, it is sinister, and it was only the warm-up. And then came the dress. Lyric goes to show her mother her beautiful, simple wedding gown. Rosalind's response? She goes out and buys a champagne silk gown with a full train. A train, y'all. She didn't buy a mother of the bride dress. She bought a second wedding dress to wear to her own daughter's ceremony. But Lyric, being the sweet soul she is, tried to make excuses for it until the phone call came. 2 weeks ago, Lyric's phone rings. It's their dream wedding venue. The coordinator is calling to confirm the cancellation. Lyric is standing there with her heart in her throat, asking,
What cancellation? Julian, she really did this? She tried to delete our entire day. Why does she hate me so much?
The coordinator says, "Well, you called yesterday and said the wedding was off because you and Julian were having second thoughts. We already processed the refund of your deposit," except Lyric hadn't called. Family, Rosalind had used her daughter's personal details, called the venue, put on her best distressed young bride voice, and canceled the entire day. And do you want to know what she did with that refunded deposit? She tried to immediately transfer it to book a vow renewal for herself and her husband on that exact same date. So Lyric and Julian get the passwords locked down. They get the venue back. But instead of confronting Rosalind right then, Julian, who is officially the MVP of this saga, says,
"No, we aren't going to argue with her. We are going to let her play her hand."
Fast forward to the rehearsal dinner. The entire bridal party is there. The in-laws are there. Rosalind struts in, glowing, looking like she already won. She's waiting for Lyric to cry, waiting for the panic about the canceled venue. Instead, Julian stands up to give a toast. He thanks everyone for coming, looks right at Rosalind and says,
"And a special thank you to my future mother-in-law, Rosalind, who loved our venue so much. She tried to cancel our wedding just to book her own vow renewal on our budget."
Family, the room went dead silent. Rosalind's face went from smug to completely pale. But Julian wasn't done. He pulls out his phone, taps a button, and plays the audio recording the venue coordinator sent them.
Yes, hello? Yes, this is Lyric. I'm just so devastated to say this, but Julian and I are having second thoughts. We need to cancel the wedding, and we need to get our deposit refunded. immediately.
It was Rosalind's voice, clear as day, pretending to be Lyric, crying fake tears to get the refund. Right there in front of her husband, her friends, and the entire family, Rosalind was completely unmasked as a thief and a fraud. Her husband looked like he wanted to sink into the floor. Rosalind tried to laugh it off as a joke, but the damage was done. So what did Lyric do? Because this is the moment where the sweet girl had to grow a spine. Lyric didn't scream. She didn't cry. She stood up, walked over to her mother, and handed her a beautifully wrapped gift box. Rosalind opened it, expecting a bribe or an apology. Inside, a single framed copy of the venue's new security policy, along with the printed invitation to a local therapist and a letter. The letter simply said, "You are officially uninvited from the wedding and from my life. Have a beautiful vow renewal because you won't be attending mine." And yes, boo, they hired off-duty police officers for security at the wedding. When Rosalind showed up anyway, wearing that ridiculous champagne gown, she didn't even make it past the parking lot. She was escorted off the property in front of all the guests. Lyric cut her off completely, blocked her on everything, changed her locks, and honestly, good for her. Because blood does not grant you a license to destroy someone's peace. But here's the kicker, family. While Lyric is finally free, I'm looking at the history of this family, and something isn't adding up. Rosalind's behavior was sinister, but there's a rumor in their hometown that Rosalind's own mother vanished right before her wedding, 50 years ago, under very strange circumstances. I might have to get my girl Nia to dig into the local court archives on that one. But until then, let me know in the comments, would you have called the cops on your own mom, or did Lyric handle it perfectly? Protect your peace, and I'll catch you on the next spill. Bye.